Take my hand now, be alive. You see, I cannot be forsaken, because I'm not the only one. We walk amongst you, feeding, raping, must we hide from everyone?
Okay, so here we're going to start the very last Sylvanas level, and it's really fun, really cool. It's actually a lot easier than the last one in my opinion. So start off, you want to start upgrading your Banshees and getting a few more Banshees in on the undead base, and go to Garethos base and start building a lot of footmen. Double pump footmen out of both your barracks and start getting the upgrades for them. You don't need to worry about upgrades for ranged units with the humans, because we're going to head north immediately and take all the units that you've got in the base, head north and rescue the dwarves straight away. So while they're heading north to go and rescue the dwarves, you want to head back to your undead base and get in a couple more ghouls, because we need extra wood. And as soon as you can, upgrade your Halls of the Dead to a black citadel. And conversely, on the human side, get your castle in as soon as you can as well. So after you've rescued the dwarves, you'll notice that they've got 3 upgrades. At your undead base, make sure you're upgrading creature attack and defense. Again, just like the last mission, you don't need unholy strength, because we're not going to be using anything but crypt fiends. Crypt fiends are pretty much all you would need to build. You can build frost worms if you want, but I find that this mission's much easier done with just crypt fiends. The first attack you get will come from the green base, and if you build a bunch of footmen, like I said, you won't have any problem fending it off with just them. Also, remember to get in a peasant or 2 for extra lumber harvesting. To finish the mission, you don't really need to take out the green and the orange base. You can if you want to. It will be a lot more difficult, but I don't really see the point in it. It's so much easier to build up an army for each of your bases and then just attack the purples, because the purple base is the only one we need to take out. As soon as you do get attacked by the orange base for the first time, it will probably be a bunch of flying units. You can then start building some defenses, spirit towers especially, and then start researching the web for your crypt fiends. After you've been attacked by the purples at your undead base for the first time, now is when we start to use that Staff of Teleportation. Teleport Sylvanas over to Garethos' base so that she can help defend his base from attacks. You can either use Sylvanas or Varimathras, it doesn't matter, but I prefer to use Sylvanas because she can also charm the frost worms that attack the human base. So you do start with 2 shades, and they are immensely useful for when you start getting attacks. When you get attacked by the Lich, just like Deathrock in the last mission, you can put them to sleep so that it will interrupt the casting and do practically no damage to your buildings. And this is where having Sylvanas over at the human base will help you, because if you use silence to interrupt his casting while he's throwing down a bunch of infernals, it will interrupt that casting too. So if you do it quick enough, you can literally get attacked by only 1 infernal. If you do it badly like me, you'll have to deal with like 3 or 4. But still, in practice, I actually managed to do it quite well. Just apparently not when I'm recording. And of course, using silence on the Liches and the Necromancers will make those fights incredibly easy too. You're basically okay to sit back and defend both your bases, using Sylvanas to teleport back and forth whenever you want to charm some frostworms or something, or silence any of the casters that you need to silence. While you're defending, start maxing out on knights and crypt fiends, and also get in a couple of meat wagons for your undead side, so they can siege as well. Hopefully you've kept your siege tanks and mortar teams alive. When you finally maxed out on knights, move all your units up to the Fountain of Health there and start building a bunch of watchtowers in your base. These will be useful for defense because we're going to be abandoning the human base and just going for the purples. And basically, when you see Balnazar start attacking Garethos' base, leave it to die. Send all your units in. You'll be fine because those watchtowers will keep him occupied long enough so that you can easily send all of your units into the purple base and take everything out. Standard tactics apply. Use any banshees you've got to possess crypt fiends and abominations. Use charm to get the frost worms, and yeah, this mission's pretty much over. If you have both groups of units destroying the purple base, there's pretty much nothing they can do. While there isn't a lot of cool While there are some cool things you can find on this mission, since it's the last one with Sylvanas, there isn't a lot of point running around the map and collecting items. I suggest picking up really the only ones that are close by that could be of any use, such as the rune braces that can be found in a box just after fighting those dragons, and getting the belt of giant strength that's in the boxes above them. You can find a pair of riflemen stuck in the cages here, as well as a set of rune braces in a box. Those of course reduce magic damage. And located across the map there are 3 stashes where you can find some pretty cool items. Unfortunately they do take a lot of killing of bases, specifically orange bases and a bunch of creeps. To get to them, if you can get to them, they have some good items which may be useful. If not, you don't need them to win the level, as I showed already. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you later.